Greetings, dear ones. We are, yes, indeed, we are. We are responding to a request which you have made and which we support these quests into meaning and into areas which are curious for you. And your curiosity, we confirm, is born of the purest of intentions. This is important for us, that the purity, that the inquiry, that the presentation that you make is both clear and thoughtful and involves your being to the very core, as you might say, and that this renders the availability of your vessel for reception, for a receiving, for an unloading, if you will. There is an exchange, and we hear you, you hear us. And we will now speak of seeing, the seeing, when those of you who are now using technology, you are now positioning yourselves to be able to see. We will speak of orbs. We are working with you now to understand and to give shape to certain forms of energy which appear in your landscape and are legion in ours, for we live in energy and we are aware of energy. For us, energy is the medium itself. For you, there is a different understanding based on your position in the substrata, if you will. We do not have a word for this in your language. There is a density, yes, in your world that you have chosen to work with, and we applaud this choice. We support this choice, and we will focus now on these visions. Oftentimes you find that the camera will, you use the word capture, record certain apparitions that may not be available to your naked eye, the eye. There is also ego here. The camera is removed from your own personal perceptions. We may offer to you that if you cultivate your channels, you may actually engage with energy and the naked eye. But for now, we are working with the camera technology, as you call it. You are familiar in quantum circles with the power of observation and how your facilities to observe can fix phenomenon, and that phenomenon will then appear in a way that is linked to your fixation. The camera releases the fix. The fixation is not felt by the camera. The density of your axes in space and time is not fixed. Therefore, the shall we say, eye of the camera is dispassionate and records phenomena which is not readily available to your passion, shall we say, your bias, perhaps, your positioning in the space-time matrix, if you will. We use this word without any negative meaning. These orbs of a slow-moving orb, as you say, a sphere, which appears to your eye on the film as two-dimensional. However, we do want to suggest that this is more than two, at least three, and from our perspective operates through many dimensions in many different apparitions, perhaps. The orb is a perfect sphere. Look at your Earth, your planets, stars. Nature herself works with spheres. We may segue into the area of sacred geometry. You have much knowledge in this area, many cultures, much history, a great deal of knowledge in this area. We encourage you to familiarize yourselves. These orbs are not far removed from mandala in your culture. Many of you, perhaps, are familiar with the mandala. This is very real. The film which you see is black and white, therefore the iridescence of the phenomenon is not readily apparent. However, if you look very closely, you will see a certain shifting, a certain movement within the circle, which indicates an array of lights. These lights are directly connected with energy. These lights do hold information, and the information is coherent, as you can see from the perfection of its form. The O, so it is. The movement here has been slowed. Very often orbs, we enjoy this word, for it begins with the O. The orbs are moving much, this one is moving much slower. The reduction in speed has occurred for observatory purposes. We would like to share and continue to share in the knowledge which you are so ready to receive, particularly through this channel. Should you have questions, we are working with you to ensure a response. This is an open disclosure. The revelations, as you say, are meant for revelry. This is a time for joy in the understanding. This is a time for positivity as we recognize, all of us, the connectivity of our presence. You are free and encouraged to explore non-matter as well as matter. And there is no reason that you should leave this to the scientists, the artists, those whom you categorize as not me. We are investigating this phenomena of orbs, of what appears on the camera. This is not something strange. This is not something to be avoided any more than you would avoid a portrait of your grandmother. Embrace this ongoing evolution of your species. We have much to share in this direction. There is nothing that you are called upon particularly to do. We do ask that you maintain levels of kindness, understanding. These are valuable throughout the cosmos. Your heart is very much involved in this process. Your hearts themselves generate an energy field, much like the orb you see before you, or perhaps have seen in your own lives, for they exist, we assure you, as much as your own heart, as much as your own planet, as much as the solar system contains the spheres and the harmony thereof. Your own heart beats an energy field. The nature of these fields changes based on the dimension, the environment, the variables of any particular situation. However, rest assured that the energy is always there. You have learned this much from your scientist. E equals mc squared. If you have not come upon this law, for some of you perhaps a concept, for others a fact, for others perhaps a sense, an intuition, and we will leave you now. This has been sufficient, and we look forward to sharing once again.